Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We have Doris Burks on the sideline as well. The Philadelphia 76ers preparing to Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy. I don't remember ever seeing a dunk like that in a game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw it.
I tell you what, fellas, you might not see another one like that one for a while.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation. A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
So it's the Cavaliers now. Now it's ended down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with head coach Teron Lue.
Well, guys, he told me basically he wouldn't be surprised if this game simply came down to which side is able to rebound the basketball most effectively. He said those guys over there are vacuums on the glass. We've got to have the same mindset, show that same passion for rebounding the basketball. Back to you guys.
Great, Doris. Thank you.
It's not necessarily an overlook. Part of the game, but rebounding can affect everything else you do.
Uh-oh, a little showboating at the end of that one. And guys, this 76ers team still trying to forge an identity. One thing that is sure, they will attack the basket, and a lot of fearless players on this roster.
Here's Gentry, and again, it's Philadelphia.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Stolen by Terry. The finish, and the powerful one-handed slam.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
And the basket good.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
To end the run, and it's Irving missing. Major
defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it. They're allowing a sky-high field goal percentage. That won't get it.
Not at all, Clark. You rarely see a team surrender points this easily. They have got to do better. Cannot be happy with how things have gone during this run. I think it's a good decision to take a break.
Yeah, I agree with you, Greg. I mean, he had to do something. They're getting buffaloed and beat up. And he couldn't let that continue. He had to call the timeout there.
Carl Landry's checked in for the 76ers. Robert Covington comes in for Foster. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Mr. Move checked in for Landry. And Foster subbed in for Robert Covington.
And a chance here to check out some stats on Kevin Love. Good season for him last year. Put up about 16 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. And for a reserve big man, not a big drop-off when he checks in the game.
Yeah, you know, you want your team to at least hold court when the reserves come in. Don't lose ground. He definitely keeps them solid up front.
And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the 76ers?
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half. And one thing about Tristan Thompson, he is an absolute terror on the offensive glass. Was top 5 in that category last year, despite playing less than 27 minutes a game. Does a terrific job with anticipation of the carom and uses his gigantic wingspan to just go up and reel it in. Terrific motor and nose for the glass.
And the kid picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Iman Shumpert is checked in for J.R. Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. Greg, you were talking about Tristan Thompson. LeBron came out and said he's one of the best pick-and-roll defenders in the NBA. And Clark, that's high praise from the King.
No doubt. I mean, Thompson is an emerging force. If he could just develop his shooting stroke a little more, then you're talking about a very, very valuable player.
Good point. Shumpert gets a wide-open look. There's Mozgov. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Terry outside. From deep. And it's Terry again missing.
Well, that's clearly a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look at it.
No doubt about it. You cannot let up defensively just because he missed that one.
And that one's good.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
1:36 left in the first quarter of the game. Shot from 12. Again, Philadelphia.
It's like everybody is in a rhythm right now. Incredible stuff here early on.
Both teams playing downhill. You know, coaches say that all the time. You want to play downhill. Well, at some point you think somebody's got to cool off in this one, right?
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
From deep three-point range, from beyond the arc, and then some. Terry's got 9 points.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have come from beyond.
You have to like what we've been seeing from Mr. Moves.
He's been locked in from deep. They're giving him too much breathing room and definitely paying the price for it.
And 1:01 left in the first quarter. Knocked loose. Stolen by Terry.
And I like the job they've done with working the basketball. They've been moving and getting quality shots.
And, Greg, their field goal percentage reflects that. I mean, they've been the much better team shooting the ball. And you know me, shooting percentage, always a function of shot selection.
Shoots. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
He's got the firepower, feeling the rhythm here, going 5 for 5 so far.
He's got it flowing right now.
Dellavedova kicks to Shumpert. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. The 76ers leading by 11. Here's Foster. And the rejection by LeBron. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. .20 seconds left in the first quarter. It's Terry outside. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we've got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
And really, that's what built the early lead here. Killer shooting from beyond.
And the defense needs to recognize that and get to the shooters. It's imperative that they get a hand up.
And of course, as we've always seen with LeBron James, it's not just about the Well, that there is straight talk from a man who does not pretend. LeBron James with a textbook example of how to take responsibility and lead.
And, Kevin, that's why he is the king. He doesn't say, hey, I'm just one of the 5 guys. No, he knows who he is and what he has to do. Bottom line, he's the man. Climb on my shoulders and I'm going to take you to the promised land.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And the 76ers have been rolling along, haven't they?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, and, you know, they've also done a good job, Greg, on their end of the floor by not throwing the ball away.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Thompson is out there with Kevin Love, and it's Irving at the point. Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they're bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
Nice shot by Smith.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to score. Great team play.
And he gets the bucket. Okafor's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Here's James. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 4 assists in the game.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Thank you, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what the Cavaliers head coach was saying to his team. He said their plan was run their offense through LeBron. When coach addressed the guys in the huddle, his message was clear. Quote, he's who we want getting the bulk of the touches. He is who we want making our decisions. I'm sure coach is hoping those changes turn the tide in this game and shrink the deficit before halftime. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thanks. And that one's good, Irving.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
And he gets it to go.
This defense is giving their shooters free rein to operate from behind the arc.
And when you allow shooters to get in a rhythm, then you're going to have problems because they can hit it even when you start to defend it with intensity. And it's not often that one of your enforcers is also one of your best three-point shooters, but such is the case with J.R. Smith. Everywhere he's gone, he's played both roles, sometimes to the team's benefit, but others to its detriment. And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
Greg, that's 3 in a row from out there now, so they've got to do a better job contesting.
Greg, on the topic of Smith, you never know what his personality is going to bring to the game, or Clark, even the moment.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Moment to moment, it's an adventure. When the good JR is rolling, he's knocking down threes, playing solid D, creating havoc for the opponent. Bad JR is taking and missing wild shots, going to sleep on defense, and causing problems for his own team.
Yeah.
He's got it going here in the second, gaining momentum as this game continues to go.
Well, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this, for his career, 15,806 career assists, a record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And, guys, you know, you look up point guard in the dictionary, and there's a nice little picture of John Stockton there. I mean, he is an unreal distributor. Control the game like no one ever has before or since. It's no coincidence that Utah never missed the playoffs in any of the 19 seasons that John Stockton was at the helm.
Lock at 6. Here's Terry. Again, Philadelphia.
And what a move, guys. I mean, he's absolutely embarrassing him out there right now.
Well, that's an ankle breaker, Greg. You know that. And then he calmly knocked it down. Sweet.
And that one's good, Shumpert.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Foster passes to the kid. The tray. And the shot is good. The kid's got 7.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Most teams get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open looks at the three-point shot, but it seems like they have just not figured it out.
Wasted no time on that one. And that's now 11 points for Ballin.
And 2 more three-point field goals for him here in the second quarter. Somebody had better get a hand up.
And it's Shumpert penetrating. That's a 2 from Dellavedova. And it's good off the back of the rim and in.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Terry outside. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Hello. I mean, that's what I call a move.
Woo. That is some artistry. Greg, you're right. On his way to the basket, he was soaring.
Hey, bump the move. How about the finish? That's right, fella. Bang that thing.
Here's Mr. Moves. 17 points in the game. Got it off in time. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Nice shot there without a second to spare.
You know, as a defending team in that situation, it really irks you to give up a shot like that.
So as we conclude the first half, so far,
it's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. From the get-go, it was Philadelphia who came out strong. Their mission to dominate early was accomplished with a spirited 14-4 run to start. They held up the intensity, and by the end of quarter one, were out in front by 15. At the end of the second quarter, they were playing magnificent ball on both ends of the floor, closing out the first half on a huge 18-7 run. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, and that's going to do it for now as the second half is just about to get started.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. You look at Freak in this game, guys, he has been everywhere.
And the threes, they just dropped for him consistently. He was in a zone in that first half.
I'll say, I mean, this couldn't have been a more productive day for him from long range so far.
We've got Foster. Get out there with Freak. Then there's Okafor, and it's Mr. Moves in at the 5. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. It's good for his 8th consecutive basket in only 8 tries. Wow.
You got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
Kyrie Irving, an explosive scorer. We all know that. His rate of assists continually dropping over his NBA career. And Greg, does he need to be more of a pure point guard?
You know, he does have the advantage of playing with LeBron James, one of the best playmakers in the league. It's a good fit, I think, at this stage of his career, because right now they need him to score the basketball while he continues to improve his point guard skills.
And it's Smith penetrating. Second shot opportunity, and it's laid up and in by Thompson.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Irving against Terry. They get it back. Passes it to the kid. The second chance effort, and that's going to be a travel. And while we can, here's a look at the teams that had the fastest hands in the league last season. The 76ers, number 1.
You know, I don't know if the numbers even told the story. I mean, their defense was as good as it gets, often just leaving their opponents completely demoralized.
Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Irving dishes to Love. Pass to James. Cleveland moving the ball around. Nice shot by Smith.
You know, one thing you can say about Kyrie Irving, as he's gotten more talent around him, he's become much more efficient offensively. Shot selection had been a question for him, but no longer as he's gotten more help. Excellent communication between teammates on the alley-oop there.
And that's where you need to pull that off.
And you do. You have to have... at both ends of that play, and they were fantastic on that one.
Terry, that's a 2. Buries the jumper to finish the break. Terry's got 5 points now this quarter.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, one of the more impressive things that we know about LeBron James is that he is one of the great leaders in the NBA. His voice carries a lot of weight, and he hasn't been shy about raising his voice on social issues either. Good to see.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Mozgov's checked in. Here's the kid. He's covered by Irving. Fires the 3. That's good. 10 points for the kid. And speaking of LeBron's leadership, trying to will this Cavs team to a title, one of his greatest challenges.
And Kevin, the expectations are just so high. He may have had less talent around him in his first stint in Cleveland, but after winning titles in Miami, anything less seems like a step backwards.
To the paint. Got a piece of it. Mozgov with the steal. And now the fast break. Irving with the ball. Thompson outside. And a wide open look for Irving. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Mr. Move's got 7 rebounds in the game. Inside, here's Terry. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Terry's got 7 points for the quarter.
And he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Offensive rebound. Good. 8 points for Timofey Mozgov.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Here's Gentry. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
And they clearly are just destroying this group right now from the three-point line.
Yeah, and the defense knows it. I mean, they are fully stretched out trying to stop the three-point shot and still haven't been able to do it.
Fast break, Philadelphia. It's deflected. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
Well, let's take a look at where Philadelphia ended up rank-wise in the league last year. First in steals, 4th in blocks. And they were one of the top 10 teams in the league at scoring points off turnovers. I'd call them a very opportunistic team.
And I really feel like they fed off their pressure defense. You mentioned all the steals. That got them out in the open court and created easy opportunities offensively.
Talk about complete control. Everything working in this one for Mr. Moves. 8 rebounds, and he's buried a ton of three-pointers in this game, too.
I think we need a calculator to keep track of just how many of those he's knocked down.
That's off as well, so he misses both. Philadelphia started to...
That athletic.
Yeah.
That's how he makes his presence felt.
And we see him do it time and again. He is a special talent.
Sure
Hey,
is.
guys, as important as it is to go out and compete, let's not forget the entertainment element of this game. What an unreal finisher.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. In transition, here come the Cavaliers. James with the ball.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
Terry outside. Here's the three, and he gets the bucket. Terry's got 10 points in just the second half.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
And he gets it to go. 17 points for LeBron.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
There's 39 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's the kid. He's got 13. From deep. That one's rebounded by Dellavedova. Cavaliers have gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the third. Some pretty nice work. Right side jumper. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. 6 points for Iman Shumpert.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Terry outside. That will count. Buried from outside. But I don't know. I think we may see a review here. That was pretty close. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball before.
Okay, Philadelphia, let's give a hand to your own Sixers dancers.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. And so here's Cleveland. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Channing Frye out there with Mozgov. Then it's Jones. Then there's Mo Williams. And it's Shumpert in a shooting guard.
Man, that's sure got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in that first half.
Outside Terry. Another three for Philadelphia.
They just continue to splash home those threes. Eliminating the deep shot has to become priority number one for this defense.
Absolutely. You cannot allow a team to have that kind of a rhythm from beyond.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
Here's Mr. Moves. From past the arc. Good. He's now got 10 of 10 from the field.
Dropping bombs. How many more threes are we going to see from him tonight?
Well, we've already seen plenty. I mean, he's got more points from outside the arc than inside of it so far.
And the foul on Mo Williams. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Gentry. Another three for Philadelphia. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for the 76ers.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well. Wow, has he flipped the switch at halftime? Much more effective here in the second half.
That's good.
This looks like a pregame shooter. With all the threes they're allowing.
I don't know. There might be more defense in the warm-ups. Right now, these are just shooting game shots. Wow, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Terry kicks to Okafor. Takes the three. Another three for Philadelphia.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Another three for Philadelphia.
That's two straight quick three-pointers they've allowed.
Defense just not reacting with enough aggressiveness.
Jones, no luck. Here's Philadelphia. They're on an 18-6 run. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation.
And that's exactly how they've gotten the lead right here. Easily, he's been their most consistent performer.
As simple as it gets. He's hitting everything he's looked at. Keep feeding the fire.
And that one's good, Shumpert.
We're seeing him bring that shooting percentage up now, guys. The first half was a struggle for him.
And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Richard Jefferson, he's checked in for the Cavaliers.
Well, there were a few complaints last season about how the playoff seeding was done, most notably in the Western Conference. Portland was the 4th seed for winning their division, but without that division win, would have been the 6th seed.
Lets the three fly. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And when he gets it going, this is what can happen. They need to think about the double team now.
Mozgov wide open. He fires. The kick out to Williams. And it's blocked. And he gets it back. Ball's knocked loose. And that'll be Cleveland as it goes out of bounds. Cavaliers retain possession. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Mo Williams.
Matthew Dellavedova.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. That's a 2 from Dellavedova. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Into the playoffs last year with Portland being a division winner, but getting that 4th seed, that played a huge role in this conversation about playoff seeding structure. San Antonio would end up playing the Clippers in the first round, even though both had better records than the Blazers.
Kevin, no doubt it's a tricky situation. Listen, you want to reward teams for winning their division, but every so often it comes at the expense of several other teams, like it did last year, who just play in stronger divisions. So I think that's something that the league is going to have to look at moving forward.
And now the Cavaliers. Fast break. Mozgov passes to Jones. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
Almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
And Cleveland making a change here. Fry's checked in. Got that one up quick. That's now 32 points for Mr. Moves.
This is some kind of performance we're seeing from him today. He has yet to miss a shot.
And Jefferson, here we go. And it's blocked. And they'll keep possession. Okafor with the steal.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gouty win for the 76ers.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Terry. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot heat.
Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
This is just great anticipation. The putback jam.
Oh, he had some big-time intentions right there.
And those plays, guys, will give the entire team a boost.
Here's Mr. Moves, and the officials call a traveling violation. We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the 4th. The drive by Shumpert. Here's Mozgov, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
And the second chance becomes a dunk we could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint.
Guys, it's all about... persistence on the offensive glass. You just can't ever give up on a play.
Here's the kid.
Timeout call for Philadelphia.
Timeout. Start it.
And Philadelphia calls time here. They're ahead by 42. 16 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
You know, I'm not sure why you call a timeout this late. I mean, the game is more or less over.
I think they might just be taking a few extra seconds to enjoy the win. Is that plausible?
Or maybe just rubbing it in. That's possible.
16 seconds left. In the fourth quarter. And the officials are calling a technical foul here. You don't see this too often. But they tried to call for a timeout when they had none left.
And guys, you know that during the last timeout, the guys are all reminding each other, hey, we don't have any left. What a huge error.
Certainly, Greg, not one we see very often, but it does happen. His mind was diverted on other things, I guess. Not the timeout situation for sure. And now Terry pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Oh, no. Bad time to slip up there, Kevin. They got to stay focused.
And taking a technical there is the last thing you want to do. The opposite of smart basketball.
And the officials are calling a technical foul here. You don't see this too often, but they tried to call for a timeout when they had none left.
Yeah, major mental lapse there. He's got to know they're out of timeouts. Just a total unnecessary technical.
You're right, GA. He won't live that one down easily. Not his proudest moment.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kenny Smith, let's take a look at our Jordan play. It was nothing short of a professional offensive clinic he put on today. He hit shots from every place he took them, and he took a lot of them to score more than 50 points.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. You get jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got...
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight, but we're just getting...